Let me show you out back, and then I'll get out of your hair.
The stars are insane out here.
I should have brought the telescope.
What do you need a telescope in the city for? Unless you're like a peeping Tom or something.
Charlie! Tell me that's not a camera.
Get through the night. We leave first thing in the morning. What's going on?
I don't know.
It'll be over soon, I promise.
This will never be over.
Look, this is not okay, Charlie, all right? Stop being so calm. Everything is fine.
Welcome back to our humble San Diego podcast. I am your host, The Swan, and you've now tuned in to Drop the Mic for episode 247, Home Sharing in Harm's Way. Also, please welcome back our special guest for this time around, Mr. Ryan Jiminez. What's up, man? How are you? How have you been?
How's it going, dude? I've been pretty good. Nice talking to you. Thanks for having me back.
Of course, anytime, man. Anytime. Actually, I might be needing you, for this month, if you can squeeze me in, pencil me into your busy schedule.
Yeah, I'll squeeze you in anytime.
Because James is he is a postal worker, and they are driving them into the ground as well. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm down.
Awesome. For episode 247, we will be exploring the all too real horrors and possibilities of living within the Airbnb era with a review for Dave Franco's 2020 film, The Rental. But before we talk more about the film, let's get warmed up with some of our usual warm-up segments, starting with pop culture news.
And now for a special news report, brought to you by Drop the Mic.
Now, my dude, do you have anything for us on that front?
Yeah, I got a couple things. So I think like yesterday, actor Kal Penn announced that he's set to play Toronto Raptors superfan Nav Vadia so for those who don't keep up with basketball, Vadia is like a super fan at Raptors games. He's like a staple, and he's been sitting courtside and cheering the team on for like legit years. So yeah, I'm super excited. Like I always see him sitting courtside of Raptor games. So it's going to be interesting to see the story they tell and the story he tells. What do you think about that?
I'm excited to see where that goes and how they approach it. That's an interesting premise for sure.
Yeah. The second thing I got is, again, regarding Netflix, but did you hear that they're developing a movie about that friendship that went viral after the lady sent the wrong text to like her grandson for Thanksgiving dinner, like in 2016, I think?
Yes, I just saw that the other day.
Yeah, dude. So they're making a story. They're making a movie about that story. And it's rad, dude. It's a cool story that two different people can come from different backgrounds just by chance, and now they're super good friends and they spend every Thanksgiving together. It's really rad.
Yeah, it's like one of those once in a lifetime occurrences, probably.
Yeah. I've gotten like tons of different phone calls and texts from wrong people. I can't imagine like with one of those people developing a relationship over years and being so close to them that you spend holidays with them and stuff like that. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a crazy story to tell your like other people too, like where it's like borderline they think that you're lying, you know what I mean, because it's so bizarre.
Yeah, so once again Netflix is putting everything out. The other two little things I got literally like just happened. I don't know if you saw the new Into the Spider-Verse trailer that dropped.
I saw that they the tweet that it dropped, but I haven't been, because it literally just happened. I have not seen it yet. No.
It's like a little teaser, but they announced that it's basically going to be 2 parts, which they hadn't announced before. And I think the first part comes out in October, like the first week of October. And then the second little piece that like literally dropped a couple hours ago too is we were just talking about it too, the new Chainsaw teaser drop. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, it was the stills, right?
No, dude, a trailer dropped.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't. What does it look like? Tell me all about it.
It looks, it's just like a little teaser. You see him kind of like breaking down some boards and shuffling through shit, and he finds his chainsaw, and you see just a couple of frames of like the people that are in it, and it looks very Texas Chainsaw Massacre-y. It looked cool. I mean, did it look like it was shot well? It looked like it was shot well, yeah. Okay. And yeah, it looks good.
Just yesterday we were talking shit that they haven't released any PR, and then they dropped the trailer the next day after we talk about it. Oh man.
But yeah, that's all I got for my pop culture news. What about you?
James sent us 3 pieces, so I'll go through his first. Shout out to James Warning, because he couldn't be here. Sony has confirmed 3 more Marvel-produced Spider-Man films after No Way Home. Do you have any thoughts about this?
I mean, you know me, like, I'm down for it. Like, we get 3 more Marvel-produced Spider-Man films. It's going to be interesting to see where they go. Hopefully they introduce maybe more Spider-Mans. Miles Morales would be dope. But yeah, dude, I think it's rad, and I'm sure Tom Holland's account is excited.
Yeah, right. But it's funny because he was just like, was last week or 2 weeks ago, he was talking shit about how he doesn't want to play Spider-Man for too long, but then he's locked in for 3 more, which is, those are going to be spaced out, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And like I said, like, there's so much they can do within those 3 movies, like him going to college, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm excited for all this.
Moving on, Netflix is now the new home for a Power Rangers connected universe. This will include multiple movies and potential series.
Again, Netflix coming in with everything. They're gonna have every single franchise.
They're pulling a Disney, I guess. I know a few years ago, and it was right after the new reboot had just come out. Saban had lost their rights to Power Rangers, so that's probably what happened. Is that property was up for grabs, and Netflix, pounced on it. And I mean, that's good on them. I think there's definite potential there.
Oh yeah, I'd like to see how much money they paid for that. That's insane.
I think this is James's final piece. Simon Pegg is currently in the early stages of developing a Galaxy Quest series. Justin Long is reportedly returning to this universe. No word on if any other actors will be returning to the show so far.
That's awesome.
Are you a fan of the movie?
Oh fuck yeah, I am. I mean, I'm obviously, I don't know how I feel about Tim Allen anymore, but yeah, dude, that sounds fucking awesome. And with him developing it, I'm sure it's gonna be rad.
Yeah, I feel like sci-fi is definitely, he has a niche for that. So, pretty cool stuff, definitely.
Cool.
And then I have just 2 pieces for everybody out there. So first up, Halle Berry's directorial debut, Bruised, recently jumped to the #1 spot on Netflix for the US and then #2 globally, which is a huge accomplishment for the veteran actress who also was the lead in this film. Can't wait to see what she does for her next project behind the camera, dude.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I was actually going to talk about it a little more in my Rex. I did watch it. Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't even know that. When did it come out?
Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's rad, dude. For a debut like that, for it to be such a success on Netflix.
Honestly, right, for some reason I knew she was in it, but I didn't know that she had made the film. That's that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what? Last up in the news. I don't know if this is good, a good or bad thing, but earlier this week, Mortal Kombat producer Todd Garner released a simple yet cryptic tweet saying, "Now back to work," with his default picture still being the MK 2021 film artwork. Could this be our first sign that a sequel to the recent film is already in the works? It's not entirely a shot in the dark, as MK proved to be a massive hit for HBO Max.
You know what? I have yet to see it.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it, no. But I mean, I've heard mixed things about it. I don't know if we've talked about it.
I don't think
but
so.
What did you think of it?
Honestly, I went to see it in the theaters. I think it was my first movie back in the sense within the pandemic, in an actual theater setting, and it has its moments, but I was kind of disappointed, to be honest. I don't know. They do some questionable things, and again, they push the "this is a movie for the fans of the game," and they kind of shot themselves in the foot, because then when you watch it, it's almost like this is what somebody would do who kind of appreciates the games but didn't really actually play them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of a mixed bag, and there's a few things that I love, Bi-Han or Sub-Zero, that actor and that character is solid throughout the film, but there's not too much. And then the intro, where they do this kind of origin story with the beef between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, that's the highlight of the film. And then everything is downhill from there, in my opinion. Yeah, so if they are prepping to do a second one, I just hope they fix their whatever mistakes they did for this one.
Like I said, I haven't seen it, but everything I've read, it's been kind of what you just told me. It just mixed reviews, or it had a couple bright spots, but for the most part, it wasn't that great. So, I mean, hopefully they do a better job this time around.
And now it's time for the weekly recommendations.
I have 3. So, over Thanksgiving weekend, I went up to the Bay Area and I saw Encanto with all my family. It was rad, dude. I loved it a lot. The music was good. The story was good. The representation was good. It was just a really, really good movie. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I have not had the chance to see it, but I'm definitely going to, for sure.
Yeah, and the cast is great. I'm not the biggest Lin-Manuel fan, but all the songs and the music were great as well. So, yeah, it's good. I liked it a lot. And then my second rec is, have you seen Pen 15?
Of course, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, they, I think yesterday they dropped season 2, part 2, all 7 episodes. And I think I watched the first 2. They're great, just like the rest of the show. It's cool because it's that era that we grew up in. So I'm pointing out things, and me and Sandy will watch it, and we're both pointing out things oh my God, did you see this? And did you see that? There's a couple WWE attitude area things in this first episode of this second season, which is awesome. And they're little, but when you see them, damn, that's so rad. It's just the detail. But yeah, that show's fucking hilarious. I love it. Yeah. And then my third rec is kind of a